I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney News and Reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the top 10 queue lines in Walt Disney World. That seemed to go over pretty well. I got a lot of good responses from that. Hope you guys are having a pretty good week. If you're in the U.S., you've been dealing with some freezing temperatures and a bunch of snow, especially in our area. So getting ready for the Snowmageddon that's coming up soon. It's like 40 some inches of snow or whatever that they're saying. It's pretty, I can't trust meteorologists because you know I just can't trust them. The last week's, I just want to get this out of the way. Last week's Where in the World Am I? You guys were in the you were pretty much in the right area. It's the Seas main tank. It wasn't the Seas with Nemo and Friends. It was the main tank aquarium exhibit. It was a great time. Love that place. You see the dolphins and all kinds of different fish and whatnot. Very, very cool. Before I get started with this actual show, this month is going to be known as Prep Month. Well, now what does that mean? Well, pretty much this entire month is going to be dedicated to prepping to going to Disney World. As most of you know, I'm going to Disneyland later this year. That is a fact. It is. I am 100% going. I have my. I'm already saving up money over there. It's hidden in my safe, and so I'm just it is going to happen that I will be in Disney World later this year. So that's going to be fun. So I decided that this month will be a good month to talk about prepping for Disney World, just giving you some tips, not really so much so much reviews but as some tips on traveling to Disney World. Some normal travelers to Disney World, like the other people that go there all the time, chances are you will already know all these or have your own tips. If you do have your own tips, please post them in the comments section below so we can just get a good discussion going. All this stuff is based off of my experiences. So just because I'm doing something one way doesn't mean it's the perfect way of doing it. It's just a way that I know how. So that's what this is going to be. So all this month is going to be Prep Month, and next month is Merchandise March, in which I'm going to be reviewing bits of Disney merchandise and going over some stuff that I got during my hiatus. You guys still sent me things, and at the end of that month I want to talk about that, and maybe I'll be doing a giveaway at the end of that month or the beginning of the the next month, because if I want to be reviewing stuff, I want to actually be able to get rid of some of the merchandise that I have. So I'll be giving away stuff. But more on that as it becomes available. But if you have any ideas of what bits of Disney merchandise you want me to review, like I am going to be reviewing the Vinylmations and stuff, because people love Vinylmations. So, but if there's other stuff that you want that you want me to review, I will. I do plan on going to like a Toys R Us and stuff like that and try to find a cool Disney toy that I can review and then maybe give away. So that's what I want to do for the next couple months. So yeah. And speaking of getting Disney merch from you guys, I actually got a package in the mail from a viewer, Dalton Beecher. He actually is here on YouTube. He has a channel. You can see it right there. The link to the channel's right there, where he actually does some Disney Infinity unboxings, and it's really actually cool. I always watch his videos because I love to see if he's going to get something really cool from the Disney Infinity packs and whatnot. So he sent me this stuff, and I'll show it to you, but I want to read the note first. Hey Nick, I know it's past Christmas, but let's just say it got a little mixed up in the mail. LOL. Anyways, there's some things from Disney World and the Disney Cruise for you. Hopefully you will enjoy this. Merry late Christmas, your friend Dalton Beecher. So let's go in here and see what we got. I love freebies and stuff like that because when I'm not at Disney World, it makes me feel like I kind of am. So, all right. Oh dear. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Is that it? Just want to make sure. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, the first thing is I don't know what this is. I guess it's a pom-pom of some sort. I don't know what that's there for. Alright, let's just bring this over here. Okay. Then we got a 2014 calendar, which is excellent. And I'm celebrating pin, which is cool. I love these pins, by the way. Oh, this is awesome. I was telling you guys about the turkey leg air freshener the other day. They also have an air freshener for a Mickey sickle. It smells like vanilla. Very cool stuff. A ton of maps. Everybody love. It seems like everybody on here knows that I absolutely love maps of all kind. And actually, what's cool is I'm not sure if they have the Fast Pass thing on here. No, but still the old Fast Pass. But you can actually see this QR code for the Disney My Magic Plus. You can download it there. So I'll be telling you about this later. But you know, basically you can just scan the code and you'll download the My Disney Experience app. And you're going to need that, especially when you're going down to Disney World. This thing, this is Agent Number 309. This is a Disney Cruise game. It's a detective agency game, which is really cool. Here's an RFID chip in here, and you scan this and do some stuff. Very neat stuff. All right. Almost dropped something. Coasters. Some postcards. Disney Cruise postcards. Excellent. The Ron John Surf Shop sticker. See them around. Some more pamphlets and stuff. I have to go through all this stuff. More pamphlets, golf pamphlets, another Ron John sticker, Disney Cruise Line. This is pretty neat. Texas Ranger, The Lone Ranger, July 3rd. I still have yet to see The Lone Ranger. I heard it was absolutely terrible, but I need to see it. Okay, now this is something I definitely want to read. It's this Port Adventures thing here. I love these big pamphlets like that. Some Disney note stationery, and finally the personal navigator stuff. I guess this is for the ship. This is like the schedule for the ship. So that's really excellent. So this is I want to have so much fun. So, Dalton, I just want to say thank you. Oh, I almost forgot this this thing. I think it's a pin. What we get? Ooh, look at this thing. Okay. Now I know this is pretty cool here. Check this out. It's a Disney Cruise Line pin. But you see, but you go like this. You go. Oh, look at it. It says DCL, the Disney Cruise Line logo, and you got Captain Mickey right there, which is absolutely excellent. So, Dalton, you outdid yourself with this one, buddy. I really did enjoy. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. You guys really don't have to send me anything. I don't. I mean, I totally appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I totally appreciate it. But you know, it's like I do the stuff that I do because I want, you know, you guys. Because I want to help you guys. I'm not asking for anything in return. So, but the fact that you guys think of me when you go down to your trip to Disney World really just makes me feel great, and I really appreciate it. So, Dalton, thank you so much, bud, for the excellent, package. So, okay, I gotta stop playing with this. This is gonna. I'm like a cat. It's like. It's whatever. Alright, that's it. Okay. Next week I'm going to Disney on Ice. I'm going to be reviewing that sometime next month or the month after. So I will be reviewing the Disney on Ice 100 Years of Magic show. And there will be a File91e podcast coming up soon. I still have to record it, but it's just going to be audio, pretty much. It's just going to be audio, and I might actually upload it to the actual iTunes podcast area, as well as I'll upload it to YouTube for you guys to listen to if you're interested. It's more of a vlog than anything else, where I talk about different things that are on my mind. The majority of it is Disney related, because this is a File91e podcast rather than just a Nick podcast. But I will talk about different stuff, and and just give my honest opinions on it, like such topics as Disney Infinity, collecting, stuff like that, and the different types of Disney fans out there. I do have some opinions on the different types of Disney fans. Nothing negative, but I just think that there are different types of Disney fans, and it's just pretty interesting stuff. So just whatever's on my mind. It'll probably be a half an hour to an hour, just kind of like a File91e radio show, where I just talk about. It's more of a vlog. It's kind of what I originally wanted this show to be, which was a vlog. So, but it never wound up like that. It became an informational thing for you guys. So that's cool. I love it. But I still have some stuff that I want to talk about that I can't usually fit on this show. So yeah. So I think that's it for this week. So let's get right to the news. MyMagic Plus testing with a limited number of randomly selected annual pass holders is set to begin during the next few weeks. During the test, the pass holders will be able to make advanced FastPass Plus reservations using the My Disney Experience app, and have the ability to customize and order a Magic Band. As part of the annual pass holder rollout, guests will receive a discount card along with their Magic Band that will be used along with a photo ID to obtain pass holder discounts. Pass holders will represent one of the final elements of the MyMagic Plus rollout, with all Walt Disney World hotel guests already using the system in its entirety. So this is one of the last things that they have to focus on with the MyMagic Plus, and then pretty much MyMagic Plus will be everywhere in Walt Disney World, and then I guess they can focus on Disneyland next. In addition to MyMagic Plus news, the first two parks to switch to FastPass Plus, the Magic Kingdom and Disney's Animal Kingdom, now have new guide maps to help locate MyMagic Plus service centers and FastPass Plus kiosks. Along with the addition of the service center and kiosk locations, the new maps have removed the old FastPass symbols beside participating attractions, and replace those with the new FastPass Plus logo. My Disney Experience continues to have a heavy presence on the maps, with a QR code on the front cover to help with downloading it. So they're really pushing the whole digital thing, so that's really cool. It's going to be really fun. Walt Disney World Resort hotels will begin rolling out resort airline check-in service for international flights in the first quarter of 2014. The extension of the resort check-in service from domestic flights to international flights will allow guests traveling on select airlines to check in for their flight directly from their resort, which is one of the best things about the resort check-in. Along with the check-in, guests can pick up their boarding pass and check the luggage. That's one of my all-time favorite things about going down to Disney World, is that everything's so easy, and I'll talk more about this with the plane tickets and stuff, and how the resort check-in stuff is just awesome. And finally, Rosetta will be returning to the Fairy Meet and Greet at Tinkerbell's Magical Nook from February 4th on. Periwinkle will be leaving, and Rosetta will be joining Tinkerbell. The meet and greet location is in Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom. So that's the news for this week. Let's get right to the reviews. Alright guys, the first thing I want to talk about today is air travel to Walt Disney World. Now, I'm going to Disneyland, and I've been to Walt Disney World a bunch of times, so booking air travel for Disney is pretty, I understand it. There's a couple things, though, that I want to talk to you guys about when, in regards to actually, air travel. It is pretty simple to find, air tickets to Orlando, which is usually where you want to fly into. You can go to many different websites. There's so many different websites out there, Expedia, Priceline, but the main thing is trying to find the best price for you and the best way to do that is to book early. 9 times out of 10, if you book early, you will get the best price possible, when flying. There's a rare circumstance where if you book actually right before your trip, you won't be able to probably find a seat together, but you can hope for a cancellation, and then you'll be able to get a reduced price seat, a non-refundable seat. But I really don't recommend that, because you're really gambling with that. You're really rolling the dice, and when it comes to a Disney trip that's thousands of dollars, I really don't want to gamble on whether or not somebody is going to show up or not. So my recommendation, File91e's recommendation, is to book early. And another thing, look for discounts. There's a website called cheaptickets.com I've used before. I've gotten a good deal on plane tickets then, better than Priceline. If you are a part of, or if you or your family is a part of a rewards program for an airline, like whether it's the Delta rewards or the United rewards or anything like that, chances are you're going to want to use them, because you'll be able to get for those frequent flyer mile points and things like that. So always explore those territories and shop around. It's one of those things where you really where shopping around will definitely help you in the long run. You might not find anything, but at least you looked, and leave no stone unturned when it comes to finding good plane ticket prices. Obviously use a reputable dealer. You don't want to use anything that's looks like it's Billy Bob's airfare. You don't want to try that. But definitely look around and try to get the best price. If you book early enough and look early enough, you'll be able to enjoy that. Now, obviously, another thing, booking airfare during a high time, like a high season, like during the summer and whatnot, you will be paying a little bit more than you will off season. So just keeping that in your head when you're planning to go down. Another thing is to look for a direct flight if you can. I'm not a fan of middlemen when it comes to my luggage, but that's a little easier for me because I live in the middle of in the Mid-Atlantic region of the United States. So a flight down to Walt Disney World for me is only about an hour and a half. So it actually takes longer for me to drive to Ocean City, which is literally in the same state. Driving or flying for me is a lot easier, and I can easily get a direct flight. But flying to Disneyland is a whole different story. I'm going to have to change over in either Houston or Chicago or Denver or whatever, and I'm not really thrilled about that, but I know I'm going to have to do it because I just don't like the idea of losing my luggage. Although I'm sure I know it happens enough that it's a pain, but I'm not overly worried about it, but it's just something that's in the back of my head that I really don't want to have to deal with, and that's losing luggage. But usually once you stick your Disney sticker on there, everybody knows where you're going, and so they usually try to put it in the correct area. And I'm sure with all the flights that are going out, I'm sure the the lost luggage ratio is pretty good. So no worries to you with that. Another is stick with a trusted airline. Usually whenever I go down to Walt Disney World, for me, I travel using AirTran. I like AirTran. It's simple, cheap. They have direct flights from my airport down to Orlando, and I really enjoy that. It's simple, quick, and reliable. I've never really had a problem with AirTran. Plus, AirTran is one of the resort check-in airlines. I'll talk to you about that in a minute, but that's a big thing for me, and I trust it. I've flown on an AirTran flight each and every single time going down to Walt Disney World, and I've never had a problem with it. So for other people it might be United, for other people it might be Delta, for some people it might be Air Canada or whatever it is. But if you trust an airline, usually stick with them. But if you don't really trust one, if you're indifferent, go for the cheapest. The cheapest airfare. Especially if you're really trying to pinch pennies. You always want to go for the cheapest airfare. Follow all pre-flight directions. This is a big thing because Disney does send a packet out after you finally have paid off your Disney debt and you're going no matter what. And Disney will send a pre-flight or a pre-trip flight packet that tells you you need to put all of these stickers or stuff like that on your luggage. You want to follow these directions before you go to the airport to make sure that there's less of a possibility of a problem. Especially with them losing your luggage and whatnot. So always follow the instructions to the T. Read and reread it. This entire Disney packet. Don't just assume that you can you'll figure it out. Read the instructions, especially all you proud people out there. Read the instructions, and everything should go off without a hitch. Now, like I said, I mentioned that you will be traveling into Orlando. Some people do fly into Miami, but 9 times out of 10, if you're going to Disney World, you're going to be flying into Orlando International Airport. And I just want to say I love Orlando International Airport. To me, part of the charm of going to Disney World and part of the excitement and fun is the actual flying to, and I love airports for some reason. I hate the actual flying itself because I don't like the idea of being out of control of my life, but I do it anyway because I have to. But I love the airports. I love seeing all the different airports and how they're so much different, and there's a lot of hustle and bustle, and everybody's really working, and the synchronization of everything is pretty amazing to me. And Orlando does it really well. Orlando International Airport is a very nice airport, and it also gives, after you land, you get a good introduction to waiting in a line and for a ride, because you're in order to get to the main bus section of the Orlando International Airport, you have to hop on this tram that takes you to and from the central hub of the Orlando International Airport, and it's fun. And I don't know why, I just get a kick out of each and every single time. It's like the first ride you get on when landing in Florida. It's their first Disney ride, and I just think it's really neat. Very futuristic, and it really kind of transports you into the Walt Disney mindset. Well, at least it does for me. And the last two things I want to talk about is the Resort Check-In and the Disney Magical Express. I've already reviewed Disney Magical Express before. I've talked about it a million times. That's the bus service, and that takes you to and from the airport or to and from your cruise line to the airport. It's just great. It's Disney's complimentary bus service, and it's the best bus service that you can possibly get to and from Disney, especially if you're staying at the resort. If you're staying at a place outside the hotel, obviously you won't be using Disney Magical Express. You'll have to rent a car or do whatever it is that you do, cabs, I'm not sure. But I trust Disney Magical Express with every fiber of my being. I really enjoy it. The bus drivers are great. The movie and the music that plays on the bus as you're entering Walt Disney World is so awesome because they have it all synced up, and it's just great. The part of Disney's Magical Express is the pre-flight check-in. Disney's Magical Express will take your luggage. They'll look for this yellow, like Disney tag, and they will take your luggage and to your room for you. But the resort check-in or the resort airline check-in is after your resort stay is done. Like the night before, they'll slip this thing underneath your room door and say, the resort airline check-in is this time. You're going to want to go over here, and literally it's walking up to your airline's. You can bypass walking up to your airline's check-in station at the airport and do it right at your hotel. You walk up, you check your bags just like you do at the at the airport. They even have that airline net cage thingy for all of your luggage, and literally that just gets, you know, put. I think it gets picked up at the airport travel thing. It gets transported to the airport, you know, right behind your bus, and they put it right all on to your, you know, the plane that you're getting on. It's just amazing because, you know, you check in there, you print out your boarding passes, you check all your luggage, you know, that you're going to be checking, and pretty much everything gets done. So you can just literally, instead of going to the, you know, check-in at the airport, you just go right to security, and then if, you know, assuming you will get past security or through security, you know, then you can, you know, just go right to your plane and hopefully not miss it. Hopefully you're not late, because Disney always gives you like a couple hours, you know, of waiting time. You know, they want to make sure that you're not stranded, I guess, you know, you could say, at the airport. So that's a big thing for me, and the fact that now you can do international flights can do this as well is awesome. And I hope you guys will, you know, will hopefully enjoy the benefit of the Disney Magical Express, especially the resort airline check-in, which is so awesome. So air travel to Disney is not that hard, especially if you have a travel agent. They make it a lot easier. But if not, you can always call Disney, you know, and they can set it up for you. Obviously, if you book with Disney and then you get your information elsewhere, you have to let Disney know what your travel information is, especially if you want to get that Disney's Magical Express stuff. So remember to, you know, if you're booking airfare and Disney you know, ticket and travel vacation packages separately, to call Disney after you have your airfare information, so that you can sync all that up. You can just tell them, I'm on AirTran flight 405, you know, leaving at 6:30 and arriving at 10:30. They'll put it in their system, so they'll anticipate, you know, picking you up at that, you know, scheduled time. So air travel at Disney World is easy if you do everything early and follow the instructions, and you know, think about it beforehand. Don't make this a rushed thing, because that's how mistakes happen, and you don't want mistakes to happen, you know, on your, you know, vacation. You don't want to, you know, have to deal with that. You know, it's supposed to be a fun time, not a stressful time, and you can make it an easy and fun time if you book early. So yeah, air travel, not too bad. I hope I gave you some good tips. If you have any you know, better tips, or you know, you think I left something out, please leave something in the comments so that people can read it, and you know, be nice. So you know, because there could be people here who have never actually flown to Disney before, and I want them to have the best information as possible. So air travel. Alright guys, the last thing I want to talk about real quick is travel guides. Now, a lot of you know that I use this travel guide. This is the one that I use all the time. There is another one that I want to try out. It's the Passporter's Guide, but I haven't really gotten a hold of them yet. They have a thing where if you're like a blogger or a reviewer, and you have a reputable site, which I hope this is. I always try to hope that this is, they'll like ship me a free book, and I'll be able to kind of review it and see what my opinions are on it. It seems to be great, because they're like, you know, like the people that, you know, that's just like me. They go all the time, and this is a book of you know, a compilation of tips and stuff like that they you know, recommend for people. But this, so far, the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World, and I have a whole collection of them. This is the book that I like right now the most. The ratings are great and fair, but the thing that I like the most about like this book is the information. Now, this isn't a review of this book, because I've already done that. This is a plea, I guess you could say, to, before you go to Disney World, do your research. For the most part, research is totally free, and doing the appropriate amount of research will hopefully make your vacation that much easier. The more you put into the vacation, the more effort and time into figuring stuff out, the easier your vacation will be. For the most part, you got the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World, the Passporter's Guide. There's a Birnbaum's book, which is pretty excellent. My first ever guide, actually, I'll get it right now. Sorry about that. This was my first ever guidebook that I ever got for Disney when I went back in 2006. This is the 2005 version of the Fodor's Walt Disney World, Universal, and Central Orlando book. And it's funny because I wrote notes in this book about what I wanted to see when I was going, because I knew I was going in 2006. So then I was working at a bookstore at the time, and I saw this and I picked it up. And this was my first real foray into guidebooks. And I learned so much from this guidebook that my trip down there was so much easier. Like, I learned all these different little tips and tricks, and going back, it takes me back, seeing this book. But somewhere along the way, I tried out the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. I think my grandfather got me one from the library once, and I wound up reading it and loving it because of all the different little trivia things that are in here. But then when once you actually go through and start reading it, and you realize, oh my God, this is so why common sense stuff, like why wouldn't you do this and whatnot. It makes sense. And, they do talk about airfare and stuff in there. They talk about ticket prices, when to go, why to go at certain times over when not to go. They give you schedules. They give you reviews of every hotel and restaurant and attraction there. They tell you where to stand, or their recommendations for places to stand during parades and fireworks shows. And knowing all of that can help you enjoy your time a little bit more in Disney World. Now, a lot of people love spontaneity when going to Disney World. I'm not that type of guy, because usually when I'm going down to Disney World, I want to see as much stuff as I possibly can. So I take it upon myself to kind of memorize where I want to go at what time. Now, that might take out some of the spontaneity of it, but since I already know what I'm doing, I can then enjoy the atmosphere. So I'm like, okay, I'm walking to Pirates of the Caribbean from Space Mountain. As I'm walking, I can take in the sights and sounds, because I already know that I'm going to, to Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm not trying to think, hey, where should we go? Let's go to Peter Pan's Flight. And then Peter Pan's Flight has, a 60-minute wait, whereas Pirates of the Caribbean only had 25. But I wouldn't have known that because I was a stupid head and I did not follow the directions. A big thing that these, guidebooks do is help guide you as to what to do, where to go, and they have every bit of information that you could possibly need. Pre-planning, like I said, for Disney World pays out 10 times over, and it's totally worth it. It's worth all, giving up a little bit of that spontaneity, to make your trip just a little bit easier. Now, there are people who don't stop and smell the roses, I guess you could say, and don't remember to appreciate where they are, and and they're kind of directorial at their family. We have to go here, we have to do this. Yes, we have to go see Pirates of the Caribbean, but just say, hey guys, we're going to go see Pirates of the Caribbean now. And if they say they want to see Peter Pan, especially if you're with little ones, just go to Peter Pan. They're not soldiers on the march. They're there to have a good time. But for me and my brother, I'm a guy that likes to go and go gung-ho with this and see everything. So he gets the luxury of just following me around, and he just gets to just look around and do whatever while I'm focusing on everything else. But the thing that he doesn't know is I'm also just enjoying the scenery as I walk through everybody. So all the pre-production and all of the the pre-studying will actually save you time and money. Time being the wait times, and money being that you'll know exactly how much you need to be spending when and where, so that you won't undercut yourself or underestimate how expensive Disney is or overestimate how expensive Disney is, so that you'll know what to do because you've done your homework. You'll know how much things are, and with all the resources, especially on the internet now, because this has a companion thing on the internet. touringplans.com makes this, and touringplans.com has a bunch of apps on the in the app store, and it's just great. And so there's a ton of things, a ton of resources at your disposal to make your Disney trip that much better. So the only thing that I really want to drill into your head with this is pre-plan a lot. If you don't want to pre-plan what you do, that's fine, but pre-plan, just so that you know how much money you need to bring down, what time of the year to go down. All the information are in these books, these different guidebooks, and you can pick up any of them. I recommend this one just because this is the one I use all the time, and the one I've had the most success with. But even if you pick up a smaller one like this, where all the information is compacted down, you still know more than the average lay person who doesn't know Disney, and you are the better person for it, or you will be better for it because you have that knowledge. So big recommendation, get those guidebooks. I think it will pay off for you, in the future. So definitely get those guidebooks, especially during this prep month that I'm doing. That's the one thing I could stress the most, is just get a guidebook. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I might have rambled on a little bit, but I just really wanted to drill into your head to get a guidebook and to pre-plan, because it will make your life a lot easier, especially if you book early, book your flights early. It'll make everything a lot easier. So if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I want people to go down to Disney World and have a great time, and hopefully I can inspire them to want to go down and enjoy your stuff, because I really don't say this. I used to say it a lot in my earlier videos, but you guys, Disney has a magic in it that is unlike any other place in the world. When you go to Disney World and you are actually staying at a hotel, or even if you're just in there for the day at the Magic Kingdom, you stepped into a different place, a different world where the rules kind of changed, and you're going to have a great time. Just go and enjoy it. Enjoy the sounds, enjoy the sights, enjoy the smells even of Disney World, because they put it out there for you so that you are totally encompassed in this world, and it's hard to describe, and I think that's the best thing about it, because when you can't describe something, that's when it's great. So go down to Disney World and have a great time, and don't forget to pre-plan a little bit so that you can make your life a little easier. And if you are going down to Disney World, some other resources, you can go to allears.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. WaltDisneyWorld.com is your central hub for everything. They have everything that you could ever need at WaltDisneyWorld.com. So, enjoy that. Thanks again, Dalton, for the excellent care package. You rock. And check out his channel, guys. He's a really good person, and he comes out with some some good stuff, some good videos, Disney Infinity videos. So so I'll see you guys next week for another prep month thing. So I'll see you guys next week for another Disney news and reviews. So guys, we're on the World MI this week. Bye guys.
It looks like the Robins are getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day today. What year is it? Oh, right around the turn of the century. And believe me, things couldn't be any better than they are today. Yes, sir.